My name is Shiko Kaitani, and as always, the team is looking out for you, and so am I on our social media platforms. By the way, you can also follow me on my personal platforms as at Shiko Kaitani. Our WhatsApp number is pretty active should you wish to contribute to our ongoing discussions right here on K24 this morning. Now, some may actually look at it as special education. And by the way, when I mean special, it doesn't mean that learning for people with different disabilities, okay, in that respect. But it is something totally different from what you would think education really is. My guests today call it mind education, and there's a reason they call it that, because what they believe is that mind education is really the solution to the youth's problems. What do we mean by that? Well, we'll find out in just a second. Let me start off by introducing my guests. We do have Reverend Johan Kim, who is the chairman of IYF International Youth Fellowship right here in East Africa. Karibu sana to the program.
Asante sana.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you so much.
And then, of course, Henry Maina is here with us. He's the Director of Guidance and Counseling from Mahanaim, Education Institute. I hope I said that right.
Yes, you did.
Karibu sana, Maina.
Asante sana. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we've got Eric Ochindo, who is also a Director of IYF International Youth Fellowship right here in Kenya. Eric, if you can hear me, asante sana for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me start off with you, Reverend Kim, in terms of what we are calling this special type of education, yes, which you call mind education. What does that even mean? I didn't even want to preempt. You tell us, what does it mean?
Yes, when we talk about a computer,
yeah,
hardware is very important. Even right now, you are using iPad.
Yeah.
But iPad, the hardware alone is not going to make the system, the whole thing work. You need a hardware, but you also need a software. And we believe that this mindset is the software in the computer.
Yes.
Without Windows, no matter what kind of good hardware computer that you might have, that is just a metal.
Yeah.
In the same way, in our life, we need education, we need job, we need skills, we need also many other things. But also this mindset. Mindset is the software part of our life. Yes.
And so why, as a counselor, Mr. Maina, do
Yes.
you believe that the only way to solve young people's problems is through being, happy, healthy, pretty much holistically, using a holistic approach to our lives?
Yes, when you look at the words that you've mentioned, happy, healthy, and holistic, everybody is on the lookout for this.
Yeah.
But just as we went to class and then we were taught 1 + 1 is equals to 2, the same also needs to be done for us to live a happy and healthy life. Many people only associate happiness and healthy in terms of the physical aspect of it.
Right.
And then we miss out now on the software part, the mindset part. That is why for this mind education, we highly believe for you to have a happy and healthy life,
yeah,
also you must focus on this aspect. And especially also from maybe the student perspective or the youth perspective, not only focusing on academics,
yeah,
but also now narrowing down on their emotional quotient, how they are able to handle things and how also they relate with other people is very key. And they can only do this if they know how to go about the world. Yes, yes.
All right, Eric, how do you suppose that mind education would be implemented in our, our learning systems today, if you will?
Yeah, thank you, Shiro.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there are many youths who are suffering, not because they couldn't get a good education, but because of lack of self-control.
Yeah.
And the more a country develops, also the more the desires among youth also increases. And sometimes it goes to a level that cannot be easily contained. And that's why we recommend mind education to the youths who are trying to catch up with the rest of the world. Yeah.
Reverend Kim, how are you going about implementing this, and how are you attaining this, if you will, on the ground? Because if you think about it, what has been happening during the pandemic, you're looking at suicide, cases on the rise, drug abuse, crime, teenage pregnancy, you name it. There's so much going on, especially during this pandemic.
Yes.
So what are you doing on the ground to implement mind education?
Yes, especially this pandemic has separated the people,
yeah,
divided the people. You can't do the public gathering. And so we have been doing a lot of online this mindset, the training. And then through this online, actually, it only made it better because many youth are on Facebook, which had a problem recently,
Right.
on WhatsApp and all these platforms. Not only that, we were able to also go on more than over 60 different media platforms in Kenya alone, and to reach out to the youth and also the young people. And in fact, it worked even better. And because if we were to mobilize the people, they have to also pay the transportation and really create a time. But now at their homes and fingertips, they can also have an easy contact with this mindset, the training. And so I believe that it worked in a better way. And then because of this pandemic, now they realize how important it is for them to be trained on these software skills. Yes.
You know, when he uses the word training, Mr. Maina, what comes to mind is that with every learning experience, there's some sort of structure, curriculum, if you will, to it. So if I'm coming for this training, what am I expecting to learn? Like, give me the basics. Is there set 1? There's a term 1, term 2, term 3. Like, what happens? What's the program like? What does it entail?
Okay. As you put it very correctly, if you are looking for changing from one perspective to another perspective, it takes time. It's not like a one-day agenda, affair whereby you just come and then tomorrow you changed. It takes some time. And through this, then we have also looked at how best is it that we can be able to approach this. So for the institutions and organizations that we work with, there's already a setup kind of a curriculum. And as he put it, then also during the online sessions, we are able now to organize. Then this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's already a set curriculum of which we are ready to roll with any people who are like-minded and willing to invite us. We work in that way. And also we have materials of which are also available for people to use on the same.
Okay. Fantastic. Eric, I'll get to you in just a second, but let's engage our viewers at this particular point by posting up the question of the day on your screen. And there it is. We're asking, do you think our education system is well equipped and growing students in a holistic way? Apologies for the spelling right there. So do you think our education system is well equipped and growing students in a holistic way? Okay, so send in, of course, your feedback through our social media platforms at K24 TV, and of course our WhatsApp number that's right there at the bottom of your screen. We'd love to hear from you. But that being said, Eric, now that we've posted up the question of the day, your thoughts in terms of the gaps in our system?
Yeah, we are, most of us, like the chairman had mentioned earlier on, many people, many institutions of today, they focus mostly on the academics. But then looking at the academic that people have obtained, because even today as we speak, university education has become so basic. So people need to upgrade. They need to learn the world of the heart, especially I spoke about the issue of self-control. The more people grow in knowledge, the more they grow in wealth, also the desires also grows. So especially in a country like ours, there are not many youths who are employed, and they are grappling with the issues of unemployment. And that's why if you look at the lifestyle of many youths of today, the missing link is mind education. Because even though they may acquire all these things, in the absence of the right mindset, they can also still fall into things like crime and misbehaviors that can cause very big damage to a country. Yeah.
Well, thanks to my producer, Rev, I came to read about Reverend Ok Son Park. I hope I said that right. Yes. And through his teachings, from what I understand, it's about, trying to think more, by the way, on how to make positive discernment, control desires, if you will, just like Eric has said. But do you think that it's actually doing the reverse? When it comes to the youth, and more young people are actually, shying away from it, if you will.
Yes, actually, Reverend Ok Son Park, he's the founder of this curriculum, of this mindset, the training. But instead of shying off, if you learn this, the world of the heart, because also the heart has functions. Yes, like cameras has a function,
Yeah.
TV has a function, refrigerator has a function, also our heart has a function. If you learn about these functions of the heart in a clear and accurate way,
Yeah.
instead of shying off from these topics, but they will even be more interested and see the real effect, how this is really changing the lives. Because even me, when I look at myself, 1/3 of my life I grew up in South Korea.
Yeah.
Another 1/3 I grew up in America. Another 1/3 almost now in Kenya.
Right.
But now I was a big troublemaker. I also have a criminal record in the US.
Oh.
But what really has changed to me was this mindset training. So that's why now I am also here and to give this mindset training also to many youngsters. So once you really learn this mindset training, as Henry has mentioned, it's not something that can be done like tomorrow,
Right.
today. But this is a training where it gives you a practice of giving you the real practice, hands-on practice, how to use your heart and functions. As you have also asked that question to him, and the problem is that I believe that right now there is that no mindset kind of curriculum in our curriculum right now in Kenya system. Yes, that they're moving to CBC.
Yeah.
Yes, but that is right now talent-based education.
True, not.
It's a talent,
Yeah.
but talent is also another different thing from the heart, about the world of the heart. Loving one another, working in cooperation together, considering other people first, having a contemplation, and having that mind to challenge and overcome the difficulties and problems, because everybody has problems.
Right.
And this problem will not end. Even if you have a lot of money, even if you're a billionaire, actually, if you're a billionaire, you have more problems.
You have more problems.
Yes.
More money,
yes,
more
but
problems.
people think if I have a lot of problem,
Yeah.
I can solve all the problem with money, but that is not so.
Yeah.
You can also have health issues and all the kind of problem which you can't solve with money alone. And so that's why this curriculum is really, really needed also in CBC. CBC right now,
Yeah.
they're talking about talents, but talents is not mindset education. It's not. Two complete different things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And would you say what you mentioned before, you know, being kind to people, loving each other, are those the core pillars of mind education, if you will?
I would say that those are the fruits of mindset education.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay.
And what brings those fruits, they are seeds. And what are those seeds is main pillars will be contemplation.
Okay.
Yes, once you think deeply, then you can also have the mind of considering other people and also loving other people.
Yeah.
For example, little babies, the parents, sometimes they spank them, they rebuke them, but they don't understand the hearts of the parents. When they are rebuked, they only think that parents, they don't like me.
Yeah.
Yes. But if they can think a little bit after they grow up,
Yeah.
they will realize, my parents has been spanking me for my good.
Yeah.
Yes. So now those are the contemplation that you can have to really feel the love and consider other people,
Yeah.
bringing the unity, bringing the cooperation,
Yeah.
and all those.
Okay.
So I believe that amongst the youth, this contemplation is one of the very important topic that we need to think about and also discuss amongst the youth. And then that one topic alone is able to save them out of many troubles.
Yeah.
Because it's not academic that saves them from the troubles.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Thanks, Rev. Let's take a look at feedback that's already coming through our WhatsApp number. Asante Sana, by the way. So we're asking, do you think our education system is well equipped to help students grow in a holistic way? Judith from Busia, good morning, my dear. Thank you so much for texting in. You say our education system does not prepare our children for growth holistically because it is content-based. No wonder there are so many striking students in schools, drug and substance abuse, and so many. There is only pressure in performance and good grades, nothing more. Mr. Minor, if you will, why don't you actually pick up on Judith's point? Because why do you think we're seeing so much violence in schools today? How would you describe what we are seeing today? You know, students stabbing teacher, you're seeing arson cases ongoing, you know, students torching their dormitories, and you name it. There's just so much chaos happening in schools today. What would you attribute to that?
Okay, first and foremost, I really appreciate the steps that the country has taken towards education.
Yeah.
This is from all stakeholders. But as the world changes, we must also be ready for the change that comes with the changes in the world. Bearing this in mind, it's very true that the education system pushes students to only perform in terms of academics. Now, one thing you realize is that sure, the mindset that was set, or the mindset of which many people have, is that if I succeed in my grades, then I'll be successful in life.
Yeah.
It is a good point. But as he put it, not only money can be able to solve everything. I have a PhD in biology. Will I be able to solve that problem I have with my wife just because I have a PhD in biology? Right nowadays, lawyers, doctors, mention even the good people have all these kind of good grades and professional, but still fall into this aspect. So we come back to one point. From an early age, we should teach and train the students and the youth how to go about these aspects. In psychology, they give 4 Qs. There is the PQ, that's the physical quotient. There is the intelligent quotient. There is the emotional quotient and the spiritual quotient. So if you look at what our education system is actually focusing on, is only the physical and the intelligent quotient. So we miss out on the emotional quotient and spiritual quotient. So for us, we believe that if we focus on these two, the emotional quotient and the spiritual quotient, I can guarantee you it's automatic. It's something of which will grow in them. And from an early age, as they do this, then even in terms of academics, they will perform.
It's transformational. Yes. Another text message, please, Board Director, if you will. Someone says, if this could be implemented and address the challenge youth are facing, then it is the way to go. Some aspects are lacking. Our education system mainly focuses on passing examination. Exactly what you just said. Okay, let's see another one, if we do have. Okay, someone else says, K24, I want to thank you for enlightening me through your panel. Why we are not taught by our peers such kind of education when we were young. To me, it helps a lot to overcome many challenges that I may face in my life if I have a strong mind. Please organize for us more of such programs so that many are enlightened. Many thanks for that. Okay. Thank you for such a topic, mind education. I'm enlightened. Our education system is not actually well equipped in a holistic way. They focus only on academics. Eric, what you can see is really coming out from our viewers this morning is that, you know, pretty much what Mr. Minor had said, that we are focusing too much on the academics. Okay, so it's all about the academia, yeah? How far have you, by the way, as a pioneer, if you will, or an advocate for mind education, gone in terms of roundtable discussions, if you will, with the authorities that be, in this case I'm probably talking about the Ministry of Education, to kind of implement mind education and make it introduced into the school system in Kenya? Are you people seeing any achievements as far as, you know, mind education is concerned?
Yeah, I really agree with the people sending in their messages. Currently, as an organization, we are working hand in hand with the Kenya government and other governments, and especially in Kenya, we've partnered with Kenya Prisons Services.
Okay.
And I must recommend them for doing a good job, especially in the cases of rehabilitation. And as you know, there are several prisons in Kenya that mostly deal with the youths, the juvenile prisons.
Right.
And even there, we're already running a program. We are involved in the work of rehabilitating these youths, because some of them are coming from very humble backgrounds. They may not be exposed as many of us, but even with the little that they have, they're trying to make ends meet. And they are short of achieving what they want in life, and so they end up in crime.
Yeah.
So the biggest problem that the government is actually facing is how to reform these young citizens and make them responsible citizens that will help us in the future. So IYF has been working since 2017, hand in hand with the Kenya Prison Service in the work of rehabilitating these youths. And when they come out from prison, we also follow up to look at their lives and how they have improved from the time they went into prison and at the time they're coming out. And I really remember sometimes back, the Kenya Prison Services did what they call that time the open door policy. The open door policy enabled other partners to come into prison and also help in the work that they were doing. So I must agree, there are many work that are going on behind scene that cannot be seen outwardly, But I really must acknowledge the fact that we are working in partnership with other government departments in helping the youths come out of this mess.
Okay, we'll be looking forward to hearing more about those success stories, you know, who have, of course, emerged from your program. But remember, dear viewer, we do have our question of the day that still stands, and what we're asking you is, do you think that our education system in particular is actually well equipped to help students grow in a holistic way, right? You can look at this as some type of special education. Our panelists today are calling this mind education, if you've never heard of it, by the way. And so what we're trying to aim at is trying to understand, how do we go about implementing and making sure that we as a society emerge out happier, healthier individuals, productive individuals, okay? And so we want your take on today's discussion. If you do mind, of course, our social media platforms, not to worry, we do have that WhatsApp number if you don't want to use Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. Well, karibu sana through our WhatsApp line if you'd like to call, by the way, as well. We'd love to hear your voice. Our numbers are at the bottom of your screen. Let's take that short commercial break, by the way. We'll be back in just a moment.